All right, man. Is it time for Deontay the Bronze Bomber to retire from the sport of boxing? He loses to Joseph Parker. Let's speak on it. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I felt that he probably should retire after he beat Robert Helenius. I don't know how much he had left in the tank. And I said that in that fight. I said it in that very same fight with how Helenius. I said, ain't nothing happened in that fight. And usually the ass whooping that he took in that fight, them 3 fights versus Tyson Fury, usually that's a lot. That's a lot of that's a lot of how can I say it? That's a lot of wear and tear on the body. Then you add up the inactivity. Now, I tried to look at it from a positive standpoint of view and say, well, with all the inactivity, okay, maybe he was able to rest it and heal back up and try to get some of his faculties, some of his wherewithal back. But then again, you got to remember, you have to continue to work those fast twitch muscles. Even though he was showing videos on Instagram and whatever else he posted them at of him training, those just videos. How we know he ain't trying to go take a fifth of tequila or go train to sit back on his couch? And he's not training seriously. And you got to remember too, this Saudi Arabia card they threw on was on short notice. I don't even think they had a full 8 to 10 weeks to know. They've been talking, but it's one thing to, let's say you tell a kid to study ahead. No quiz coming, no test coming. Just try to study ahead and be prepared. And you tell a kid, well, you got a test coming in 2 weeks. Your grade is gonna be, I remember in college they used to tell us this. I had a teacher. He told me either, if whichever one is high. I think it was something like whichever one, like if you fell in the class or whatever, and you passed the final, the midterms, the finals, or whatever, that'd be your grade. So do you have it? So if you was failing, or whatever, your midterm, your final was higher than your regular grade, that's your grade. And I can respect that. You know, I respected it. So, so that's the same thing. You telling Wilder and some of these fighters to, just stay ready and not know what's on the horizon. And not know what's on the horizon. So yeah, it's time to retire. I thought it was time to retire after the Helenius fight. I thought that should have been his going away fight. He just took too much ass whooping from Fury, and also Fury father starting to bring up saying that Fury took some unnecessary punishment from Wilder, and some punishment from Wilder, and it's starting to show. Even John Fury is saying that about Tyson, those are two gruesome fights versus guys that was in their mid to late 30s. And I know heavyweights age a little bit different because they don't have to make weight. I understand that they don't have to make weight. I get it, but still, shop worn is shop worn. And then you add inactivity on top of that. No legs, no fast twitch muscles, no rhythm, no nothing. No nothing. No nothing. No nothing. So yeah, it's time to go. I felt it was time to go after he fought Helenius. He was already talking about where he was gonna retire. He felt like he was cheated and all that type of stuff. He already talking about he was done, and people talked to him about coming back. You know, you know, but so, but nonetheless, he probably not gonna want to accept that loss to Joseph Parker. Probably gonna want to rematch or continue to stay fighting. It's the pride in the fighter. What else he gonna do? What are you gonna blame? Somebody for touching the water bottle. What are you gonna blame? His costume, his crown for being too heavy. What is gonna be? Him and Wilder and AJ was never meant to happen, and that's fine. You know, Deontay Wilder seemed to be a little bit too jubilee leading up to this fight. He seemed to be a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too happy. He was never serious. And every time he got his woman right up under him, it don't never go well. And there's been some rumors about him breaking camp, trying to see what she doing, allegedly. I'm just saying there's rumors. And most people pointed out when he got rid of Mark Breland, when he won that title, that was the best Deontay Wilder we seen when he outboxed Romain Stavern for 12 rounds. And once he got that title, it just seemed like it went to his head. It seemed like it went to his head when he got that title. It seemed like it went right to his head. It seemed like it went right to his head when he got that title. He just started relying on the right hand. You watch that Romain Stavern fight, he was boxing, lateral movement, in and out, everything off the jab, taking his time, dissecting. He was dissecting Romain Stavern. He was dissecting him. He was dissecting him. He was dissecting him. And ever since then, he started relying on the right hand. Never look back. Stop listening to Mark Breland. Allegedly started breaking camp, doing what he wanted to do, and all that other stuff. So it ain't too much more that need to be said. You know, it's never easy walking away from something that you've been doing for a large part of your life. But hopefully he honest with himself, and maybe he just want a farewell fight to get an easy win. I felt that should have been his farewell fight versus I felt like that should have been his farewell fight versus Robert Hernandez, and I feel like he should have just walked away. I think he overlooked Joseph Parker. I think he didn't take Parker serious. I think he bought into this. Nobody wants to fight me. I'm the boogeyman. And then, Andy Ruiz missed out on a golden opportunity. He missed out on a golden opportunity. Golden opportunity. And Wilder will never get that mystique back. What he lost fighting Tyson Fury, he never get that back. Kind of like what AJ lost versus Tyson versus Vladimir Klitschko when he hit him with that uppercut. That dog that AJ had, Vladimir took it right out of him with that uppercut. He took it right out of him. Right out of it. And it was a good career. I mean, he prospered. I think he overachieved what people thought. Just as Sergio Martinez, just as Gabriel Rosado, two other guys that came into boxing late, didn't have a large pedigree, amateur pedigree. Jared Hurd came to the sport a little bit late. And I think these guys overachieved. I think he overachieved, and from an overachievement standpoint and what he done and helping revive heavyweight boxing and American heavyweight boxing, I think he should probably get into the Hall of Fame just based off that merit. Didn't unify titles, neither did Larry Holmes. But unfortunately, for the most part, the inactivity killed him. And I think the trilogy with Tyson Fury killed him as well too. I think it did. So I don't think he took this serious. And it's hard to wake up in silk sheet and silk pajamas and get up and run and train. A lot of people came out that he didn't want to do road work. He didn't want to jog. He wanted to train like he was a basketball player doing sprints and didn't want to do things and wanted to run his own camp. And most people think he hired Malik Scott to be his yes man. I mean, I remember Miguel Cotto got rid of his uncle. And that was the worst move he could have made. You know, these dudes lose and then they want to switch everything up and they want to blame everybody but themselves. That's what happened when you become the man. When you become the man, and now you the reason you putting food on everybody plate around you. Everybody's scared to tell you no. Everybody's scared to tell you no. And the people that tell you no and say you wrong, then you want to get rid of them, cut them off, and blame them for your losses. That happens all so much throughout boxing and throughout and throughout sports. But it's over. What he once was, he will never get that back. Never, never. So it is what it is. Check out the Heavyweight Boxing Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, X, Spotify, Anchor, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole thing. Shout out to Ed for donating. Appreciate the love. Peace.